Alright guys, it's Timed Edge. I'm just coming back on because we were waiting to see how price developed. If you were listening to my earlier stream, you can see price traded into the last presented fair value gap. We've moved above, right? All assets are above. Oh, what's going on there? I don't know. Right, and we're looking for a short scenario, and we said it was going to happen at 8:45. Okay, so the move started to happen before 8:45, right? So in that case, when liquidity is taken like this before the end of the thing, then I can look for shorts. But I'm now waiting because we've had there wasn't. There's a fair value gap there. So there's an imbalance there, right? We traded through that full body close. We can then look for shorts. Is price going to behave and give us an entry, right? We want to come back above the equilibrium. Right, at the moment we've seen price stall around here and we've closed back through the equilibrium. I'll keep that there. Bearing in mind, if we're on the 15-minute, we've actually taken the low now. We're 6 minutes into the candle anyway, so I want to see, if I'm going to take a short here, I want to see price trade up above the equilibrium. Now the problem I have here is that the new 1 hour range is going to be developed starting in 9 minutes. Okay, so we could use the first 15 minutes as liquidity. Probably be nicer to do that. Let's just see what we got. We've got the last presented fair value gap up here that we have to be aware of. If I'm looking for shorts, I want to see price develop into this level here, get a 15-second inversion, and then we'll follow price back down. Let's see how we develop here. What is the reason for my trade here? Let's just break it down, right? We've got a bearish daily profile. Two of the assets, we've got YM, ES, closed below Friday's range. Friday's range low. So we've got a change state of delivery. We're looking for sells. So with that in mind, price has opened, we've traded up, Asia's ranged. We're also getting a push up in London. London should form the wick. So profiling the day there as well. We've got a Q standard deviation where we can look. We've also got YM playing out of this imbalance here. So price is reaching up to fill in efficiency, and then reaching up to fill inefficiency, and then we're going to make efficient price action. Okay, so we couldn't at the start of the candle all the assets ran above the high. We're in this. I said if we break this last presented fair value gap, I could potentially look for a short or something on the 15-minute. Started looking at the 15, nothing really happened. Okay, so we're getting for the 5 minutes to 9 AM now. 9 AM is a good time for a reversal, but what I want to see now is the 15-minute build some liquidity. And what I'm going to also do is keep an eye on the 1 hour low, aren't I? I don't want to see that swept. If that is swept, so let's just mark this in on all of them, right? Because we've got 5 minutes to, I don't want to see that. If that is swept, then it's going to be 9.45 that I'm going to be looking for shorts. Okay, so that's the 1 hour range low there. If that is swept straight away, I don't, because we can expect a wick below, open, low, high, close, right? But I want to see the high created at 9.45. I'm just seeing price. Price is, so this is inefficient price action up here, right? Price is going to draw up into this level at some stage. If not, then it's left without us, and that's fine. That will come back and feel the inefficiency later on. Which is a fucking shame. Because we've been waiting for this all morning. Be a little. We're seeing the currency market move up. Let's just have a little look at the currency market. I don't think that's, reload that. Yeah, so we're in a Q standard deviation. I still think, well, yeah, going back to the earlier profile of the currency futures triad, I want to see that daily equilibrium hit on one of the assets. I know we're pulling out into this fair value gap, but it's already been tapped anyway. We are in this Q standard deviation, but our draw of liquidity is going to be the equilibrium there. And then we can start to look for if we're going to, so this would be a fade, wouldn't it, into the draw. The higher time frame draw would be down here. So we'd be fading the move into equilibrium. Anyway, back to the index futures, see what's going on here. We're getting this level formed. Let's draw this out. Now we can move to 50% down there. We've got a nice fair value gap created there. If that does pull into the 50%, I want to see that mitigate wicked again, right? I don't want to see this first tap here. I won't be trading this. So if that pulls up into there and then we displace lower, I'm not interested. I don't care. I want to see that pull up into that 50%, then go again, and then we get something like this, displace lower, and then we can take that. Because I know the 50% is more likely to be manipulated, and we've still got a last presented fair value gap above, right? So with that inefficiency above, price will probably pull into that. But if we pull straight into that, then yeah, I can look for maybe a 15-second displacement. Depends how price forms down here as well, if price starts to turn. But we'll get to that as we go. We don't want to see this low broken. Right, so we'll put that there. If that does break, then we're waiting for 9.45. Now we're just going to wait, see what happens here. Set up alert for the equilibrium, because that is going to be the equilibrium of the 1 hour range, right? So with that in mind, it needs to make some buy side liquidity to take. So if we close up on the 15-minute, we get a 15-minute CRT model within the 1 hour. We can look to trade that down. We're still valid point though. Is the Q standard deviation level? Yeah, right. So the 1 hour still hasn't closed outside of that or that or that. So we're still within this standard deviation. The level is still valid. Right, new 1 hour bar. Let's see how this forms. See how this opens. We've got this low here. If we pull straight back up, then great. We've still got to wait 15 minutes. Similar on ES. Now we've got this last presented fair value gap here. We've got this nice .901 first minute of the 1 hour range. Also, the currency futures have taken both sides of liquidity as well. We've taken Asia and London. So, want to see the 6 hour change of state delivery above. We've got two at the moment above. So we'll see how we do. We've got 2 hours left of that. Bearish daily profile. So we have to trade at 12. We've got dollar news at 3 p.m. Anyway, let's see Mon Ami. Right, let's go out to the 15 minutes, see how that's developing. Open, high, low, close. Unless we're gonna get what we want, we still got 50% of that wick as well. Remember, remember price is quite likely to pull into 50% of wicks. It's up there, it supports us anyway. Da 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 do 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 do. Do 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 do. So if we look, this is not in keeping with our. So look at the 15. Look at the 1 hour bar, right? So we need to form that. We need to fuel the move back down. So without taking any buy side liquidity above on any of these, we need to create some. So the way the market will engineer that is using a 15-minute bar, and then we take that liquidity, if that is going to happen. So we have to wait for the first 15 minutes to form, right? If we form a bullish bar like this, and then we get the manipulation above into this last presented fair value gap or something like that, we are laughing. That is exactly what I want to see. Right, NQ's crossing over to equilibrium. Still got 10 minutes left of the 15-minute bar. Okay, so we're seeing that straight push. Now if price does do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's see. ES is now coming into that balanced price range. Got fair value gap on both sides. $9.07. Still got that last presented fair value gap up there. Told you why. $09.09. Just seeing that price. Let's see if we form this range that we are swept. Sorry. Look over here. So what am I waiting for here? I know we're in the last presented fair value gap, but I want to see, we're still trading within the 1 hour range, right? It's not my model to take that. I want to see some opposing liquidity taken. So 910, want to wait for that 15-minute bar, then the microcycle above, right? And then we can look to trade that. Right, so that would have been your first stop out if you were trading 15-second displacement, right? Because it's displaced through there and it just ran above. We need to fuel the move all the time. That's why right. Every now and then I pull a pin, and I don't. Da 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 da. Let's see, when's the next microcycle coming out? We have got one there, so it'll be at 9:30. If we go and take the high, we're reaching for this buy side above, which I think it looks like we are. Right, open. Okay, so we've now disregarded all these bits of information. We're actually above the 1 hour range high there. And the market is just carrying on pushing up. Right, we've got a micro above range high, but we've got a single leg expansion, which I don't like to trade because I want to see it build liquidity and then get that sequential SMT, then to trade down. So there's nothing we can do at the moment. I want to see if this 15-minute bar is bullish and expanded like that. Look at the expansion on that candle there. I don't think this is going to be slowing down, to be honest. I think I might have to just wait until previous day's high goes. Monday range formed, NQ. Maybe if we got an expansion, accumulation, manipulation at 9:30. I don't see price doing that, to be honest. So if you were just a normal ICT trader, that would have been you in there taking a loss this morning, for sure. Last presented fair value gap, you would have put there change of displacement, change of character, or whatever bullshit you want to say. That's that there, you know, and then you're in that short. To CRT trader, we've had no turtle soup. So we've got no fuel on the opposite side, right? So the only fuel and a draw of liquidity would be that high here. The timed edge will come back and it will start to make it, let's hope, hopefully 5th month of the year we start seeing some good comeback towards the end of the year now. Right, I'm going to jump back on at 9:30. Just going to grab a quick drink. Got that microcycle, but I want to see that failure swing on one of the assets. Expansion, accumulation in the next 15 minutes. I want to see that manipulate above the high if we're going to do that. Otherwise, I think this is going to wait till 1 p.m. GMT. All right, cheers.